Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a tier 10 game in my Paolo Emilio. Going over the matchmaking threats to my ship would be the Nevsky, the Buffalo, Seattle, and Cleveland, rounding out the radar ships. 1DD matchmaking, I'm up against a Kitakaze, so definitely a nasty high DPM gunboat destroyer that's going to outspot me by a good margin. So it's going to make this game a little interesting. I spawn basically in the middle of the map. I'm gonna push up here to B cap, and I'm basically cheating towards B and C, with the idea of maybe I can cap B. I want to kind of sniff out where I think that this Kitakaze is gonna be, and from there might just gonna judge where I'm gonna go and and make a play. So let's talk about this ship. I've been playing this ship a few games. Took me a bit to try to get used to it. When I say used to it, I mean this ship has an insane temptation to YOLO. You guys have seen the videos. You know, I've already seen the name, the YOLO Emilio. Um, it can do that. It can do that really well. I'm not going to show you that. That's that's not really that's really not conducive to having good, consistent performance in this ship, in my opinion. Uh, so this game, you're actually gonna see me only maybe attempt to YOLO later on, towards the very end of the game, um, just to try to run up damage. But I am going to let my guns do the talking most of the game. Um, this particular cap on Mountain Range is big enough that even Fat Boat Emilio, with its 7.1 kilometer concealment, I can dip my toe in there and still have a section of the cap um, be, used as a buffer to let me know if an enemy DD is coming up to potentially spot me. So I'm just kind of dipping my toe in here. I reversed a little bit extra, see if I could spot a little bit more behind this island. Um, I think the enemy team is just a little slow developing. We get a quick spot with the radar from my Riga. I was hoping I was going to have some extra time with the radar to shoot this Kitakaze a couple times. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. So I'm just going to bail on this cap. It's just kind of wasted right now, and honestly, my fault. I don't have that big of a window of opportunity um, to really use that radar to my advantage, and should have paid more attention to it. Gonna try to see if I can get some resets here. Just taking a couple, well, just the one shot into the smoke. See if I could get resets on that Smolensk. No hits there. The Kitakaze's back on B cap. And I'm just circling. I'm looking to see where I'm going to go next. I don't have smoke, so I need to be a little cautious. Still getting an idea where the entire enemy team is. And then I see an opening. The Kitakaze smokes up, and I'm on it. Kitakaze's smoking up like that. He's not going to be able to spot me before I can slip into concealment range on him. So I'm going to slip right in here and basically try to engage this guy. The extra bit of effectiveness will be I've got a Massachusetts that's really pushing aggressively in here, along with a Rune, maybe the Riga, and a Musashi. So I've got some fire support back here. He's got two North Carolinas and a Musashi. So I'm feeling all right about it. I'm not going to try to blind fire in the smoke since the North Carolina can spot me. Um, so I'm just going to be patient right here. Just going to turn out a little bit and wait. Kitakaze pops out. It's off to the races. Sap is lovely. This DD actually feels kind of like an old Japanese torp boat to me with its alpha. Um, you really can make some really big dodges and then just keep kiting. Now, I'm kiting away. I lost a little bit more HP than I wanted there, um, but my support is already starting to rain down on this Kitakaze, so I'm trying to bait this fight out longer and longer because I've got more HP to trade than he does. He's already down to 7k, I'm down to 11. And I'm just staying as narrow as I can. Still got some shots going in on him, and boom, we've got this Kitakaze down under 5k. And that's a really good trade there for my team. So, no, actually, I missed that the Massachusetts got one last volley off that got him. That's nice work by the Massachusetts. That's an excellent trade. So here, switching to HE. Yes, my sap can do lots of disgusting damage to this ship, but I also want to get fires. I'm running a gun build on the ship with a with demolition expert, and really just looking to get as much out of these guns as possible. Just because 6 kilometer torp range, you're not going to be torping stuff all that fast. Um, his damage control consumable is down. Going to try to farm some unrepairable fires. This DD with demolition expert, it's got a reasonable fire chance. I'm running both fire flags, demo expert, the whole 9 yards. Yeah, it's a little expensive with the cost on the flags, but it also can net you a lot more damage. And in my experience, the performance that I gain with the running the extra flags and stuff has been worth it. That's one of the biggest things that I would have changed earlier on in my WoW's career. I actually was so stingy with flags that I would um, sail around without detonation flags, without anything, just to make sure that I would have these flags to use for competitive play. Um, so that was long before you could actually afford to, or before you could actually buy signal flags for credits and things like that. Since they made that stuff purchasable, I've been I don't think I haven't been running anything less than a max load of flags on my ships since then, unless it was like a co-op battle or something like that. Anyway, back to Emilio. Basically pushing up here, was looking to see if I could support our Musashi. Was seeing if I could potentially get some shots on this cruiser right here, get some spotting on him. Unfortunately, he's being cheeky with that trick that I talk about in my Des Moines video, where he's got the concealment or the vision portion of his ship concealed behind the island, and he's shooting with his guns behind the island. So really smart play there by the cruiser player. Um, Unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to deal with that right now. So instead, I'm pushing out to try to deal with this North Carolina. Switching to HE, want to try to get some fire damage. In hindsight, he's already got a fire burning. I think that sticking with sap in hindsight may have netted me some additional damage here. I was trying to get that fire on the front section of the ship, but it's not really happening. As I circle around, I'm looking for the angle to open up more where I can switch to sap and get that, that big damage coming in. I do pick up the fire there, switching back to sap. Unfortunately, my team is able to pick up the kill, But I'm already switching targets to this FDG. Now this guy's full health, so he's gonna be really nice to shoot up. He can really net me a lot of damage quickly because he's pretty much unsaturated. I'm just looking to see what kind of shots I can get on this guy. Get the first one off really before he's come around the island to spot me. So that first one's free, and just gonna start, taking some shots. And if you look, 3K volley on the HE, that's pretty solid. Now I'm looking at that Musashi. I'm getting a little close to. I'm thinking about maybe, if it all works out, I might be able to YOLO these guys. But I'm seeing the secondary start to come in from the FDG, and I just turned just incorrectly. I turned right into that Musashi shot. Um, he shot just a little bit earlier than I thought he was going to, and unfortunately, that means I'm a no-go for YOLOing. I do net another fire on the FDG, and I'm just gonna kite back and work my HE on this Musashi. Just keep trying to net this fire damage as this smoke consumable basically ticks down its last few seconds. Now I do get radared here. Looking around real quick, see what's around me. Now this Emilio, it is a big DD. It is fairly nimble. It doesn't slow down uh, nearly as well as a lot of other DDs, but it is reasonably quick to get up to speed. So I'm just doing a little bit of juking here, just as points wind down, and we're able to win this game. So, all in all, uh, a fairly solid gunboat game with the Emilio. Um, I think in hindsight I should have been using SAP quite a bit more. Still trying to experiment and find where that happy medium is between using SAP and using your HE. Um, so it's I've got some more experimenting to do there. I am happy with the full gun build. I am thinking about dropping Concealment Expert for AFT because I think these guns are good enough that I can reach out a little bit longer, and that'll make it a little easier to work on things with its HE and SAP. Again, that HE's got a really decent fire chance, and the SAP is, I mean, you saw it puts up some decent numbers for a DD volley. So all in all, pretty happy with the ship. It's definitely unique, and that's really I, where I get drawn to it. Is this DD going to be competitive? Almost assuredly no. Um, Maybe stranger things potentially have happened, um, but I think with the limited torpedo range, it really starts to put this ship into a bind when it comes to um, working around radar and stuff like that if you're not running AFT and things like that. And who knows, maybe I might drop AFT and incoming fire alert for AFT and just try to focus more and more exclusively on SAP usage. There's a lot of different stuff that I've got to test on the ship. Um, but I will say she's got the fun factor, and for that, I would recommend her for people that are looking for a ship that's is just fun and exciting to play. You see big numbers, with the hits. You see, the YOLO torp runs at crazy high speeds. Um, it's it's a fun ship. Anyway, before I keep repeating myself, gonna cut this one off. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below. I hope you're having a good night, and I will talk to you later.